Hey guys, it's Syndicate here, and welcome to my informational Black Ops 2 Zombies video. Now, I've had this information for about 4 weeks now and never really found it fit to make a video up until this point because I always thought someone else would cover it, or if they didn't cover it, that meant it wasn't legit. But after time and time of thinking of like zombies and like wanting to put out theories and ideas behind maps, and then previously getting maps right before as to what they could lead off to and be, I thought, you know what? It's worth a shot, and I can hopefully share it with you guys, and you guys can make sense of it, and the people on all the forums and stuff like that, if they want to go and work with it, then by all means they can. But what I'm about to show you today is some information I found through like the developers of Zombies. So I'm going to show you straight away. This is my Twitter, and as you can see I follow quite a lot of people, but if we scroll down a little bit to some of the most recent people I follow, I decided to search and find out who are the real guys behind Zombies, not just Jimmy, the head, like creator of Zombies. I wanted to see like the tech guys, so the producer at Zombies at Treyarch. As you can see, we got Reza here and Peter. I decided to follow them and see if like they ever put out any tweets like, oh, we worked on zombie AI today and made it so like if you were rape training, they'd run in your path and ruin it for you, that sort of thing. I wanted to see if anything technical wise was improved. Multiplayer engine for Zombies makes it a lot more better, host migration, stuff like that. I wanted to learn about all that information, so what I went ahead and did is I looked at Reza's, his bio on his Twitter. 1,000 tweets, it's a lot to look through, and I didn't really like look through all of it, but I took a little look, and just casually like flicking through everything, and I didn't really find anything for a while, and I was about to give up all hope, but this was on my mobile phone actually, so I was like really bored whilst I was waiting for a video to render. So after scrolling down for quite a while, I went ahead and I found this. E3 2012's most anticipated Black Ops 2. You might be like, oh, it's just some information about E3, Black Ops 2, going to be the most anticipated game. And I was like, fine, I'll just read it and see what it's about, because it didn't have all these tweets above it, because I found this like not too long ago, May, June, yeah, so I found this like a few days after he put it. So when I found this, I got all excited and was like, okay, I can't wait to find this. So I clicked the link, and the link took me to here. So this is covering all the information about E3 and why it's the most anticipated, showing the screenshots of the game and stuff like that. So the game shown E3, blah blah blah, promised to be the best and stuff like that. It looks really good, and they're talking about how good Black Ops is going to be, and how it's grown from COD 4 and stuff like that. And you read to about all down here, and you get to about here. There's a full stop, and then you get this huge question thing. So you don't actually get much zombie stuff. And I read through this first and was like, oh, it's a shame there's nothing there actually. I was expecting a little bit more. And the most popular thing is E3 booth babes. I will click that in a second. So here, like I'm looking through it, and I was like, oh, I was hoping that this guy would at least post something about zombies. But you read this, and you're like, no, there is actually nothing. It's just a voting system and all that. But luckily on my iPhone, I flicked to scroll down to just see how much there was, because I'm a lazy guy, so if there's a lot to read, and I see there's a lot to read, I'll probably leave it till later. But what I did is I scrolled down, and when I scrolled down, I saw this, so I was like, oh, there's a little bit more. But then the biggest thing I noticed, there's a page 2. Now, you might be like, oh, everyone's seen this before. Now, if they've seen this before, it would be everywhere, because it contains quite a good chunk of information that is going to tell us the characters that are going to return. So by simply putting this huge question thing here, it's like they've not wanted people to find the information, and it's kind of like a little Easter egg to find in itself. Like you've got to do your work to like scroll down and find it. I know it's not hard, but it kind of makes sense. So it tells you some stuff about this, about like the actual storyline, what the storyline to the game is, how it unfolds, how you swap back in time, to different characters, and it's really interesting. So like later on, you'll take control of Mason's son David, while and now 95 Frank Woods. Blah, blah, blah. You can read through all that if you want to read through the like all that. But the biggest thing that becomes amazing to us is this section here at the bottom. Now, I didn't think they'd cover zombies, but they did. And then it says, and then there's Treyarch's usual stamp of silliness, zombie mode. It'll be longer, promoted for a handful of stages to a full-length campaign. A full-length campaign. That would be insane. And people have talked about this in the past, but this is actually saying it will be a full-length campaign. And it doubles the co-op amount from 4 to 8, which we know is absolutely legit. We didn't know about the campaign, we'd heard about it, but we didn't think it was actually going to be true. And then it says, like last time, famous faces are bound to drop in. Expect the likes of JFK, Nixon, and Fox News political commentator and controversial dealer of illegal weapons to the Iran, I think that's right, in the 80s, Oliver North, and a possible Danny Trejo. Now, the reason that is awesome is because we've seen JFK and Nixon previously, and we've seen Danny Trejo, and we know Danny Trejo loved what he did playing with zombies and doing all the work behind the scenes and stuff like that, and he loved it. So straight away, you guys should recognize Danny Trejo from the map Call of the Dead. It was kind of a confusing map because everyone was like, yeah, we can't wait for this new map, it's going to be awesome, you know, we love it, get our hands on it, we've had Ascension, we want Call of the Dead, what's next? So we really didn't know where we were going to go from Ascension straight away. Everyone was thinking the moon, but we went to Call of the Dead and it was like, oh, okay, you know, and we're also playing as celebrities. This seems really weird, and the boss is George Romero, you know. It was a really fun map, it genuinely is. It was a hard map, you know, you can't lie, it was, and it took a long time to like kill the zombies because you didn't have something like a thunder gun unless you had the VR11 and you were playing 2 players, so you had insta-kill all the time when you luckily got a max ammo and you could just beast mode it up. So what confused me about this was I actually got an image sent to me from a fan, a YouTuber sent me an image and was like, hey, my dad works at the motion capture suit place, and he took this picture of Danny Trejo, you know, and the other characters all together, and he sent it me, and I was just like, yeah, that's not going to be for the game, don't worry about it, you know, thanks for sending it me, but there's no way that they'll do that to the storyline. Then came the Call of Duty Call of the Dead trailer came out, and it was actually them, and I was like, oh my gosh, someone actually told me about this about 2 months ago, and I've known about it all this time, and I thought it was fake. So this is why I can't really class information as fake if it genuinely does seem legit. So I wish I would have covered that a while back, but you know, to the person, if you happen to still be watching, you're a legend, you were actually correct, and I did send him a message saying, I'm so sorry, you were right. So we got Danny Trejo coming back. I don't know about the other celebrities, they're probably will be coming back, because actually Michael Rooker was seen in a photo with some of the guys from Treyarch, so we might see the entire cast of them come back again. Keep that in mind. Okay, so the 2 next up that we've got is Richard Nixon, so you can recognise him if you've seen him in the map 5, and also John F. K. So these 2, you know, same map together, and we're not seeing like Fidel Castro, but something really interesting is that in the new map there is an image of Fidel Castro on the wall. So does that mean we're actually going to see him and it's going to be a map in Cuba? Or are we just going to see these 2 again and, you know, it just stay like that? Because we could see these 2, and it does say, you know, if we go back to here, it says, expect likes of JFK, Nixon, and Fox News political commentator, you know, Oliver North. So I've shown you these 2 because you should recognise them by now, and, you know, I've already seen them and heard of them. And if you haven't heard of Nixon, I just wanted to play you this really amazing quote.
Yeah, that's right. Can't you maggots explode a little quieter?
So there were some quotes from Nixon. I just thought I'd throw them in there just so you could see how much of a really fun character he was to play. Just like throwing quotes all the time. He was kind of like, if I had to refer to anything, he'd be like Dr. Richtofen, just like the really cheesy, funny quotes all the time, and he was just awesome. So we've got the the 3 characters that we've seen so far: Danny Trejo, Richard Nixon, and then also JFK, and hopefully we can keep playing as these 3, and I would like to see Danny Trejo again. That would be really cool. And the next one, so you should really recognise this guy, and as soon as you see him, you'll be like, I know who he is, and if you do know who he is already, then you're just an absolute boss. Okay, so all in all, you know, weapons dealer, I think did it say illegals weapons dealer? Controversy over dealer of illegal weapons, yeah. So Oliver North did all this illegal dealings going on that he's not supposed to do, which could really tie in somewhere to a storyline of, you know, how, say, you know, Germans got some weapons, or the Americans got weapons, or like Russians got weapons too, you know, not just any weapons like, oh, here's a pistol, like some really epic weapons like, oh, we've got the new wave gun, you know, take it, it's ours, we'll deal these sort of weapons. That sort of weapons, you could be trading wonder weapons, and that could be really cool and really tie into the storyline, and that makes me think we might actually get some serious beastie weapons when we're playing as that guy, because, you know, you play it on Kinoto and you got the thunder gun, but imagine if like you play on the map with him, and when you're playing on the map as him, when you use a mystery box, you can get some serious badass weaponry. So this is Oliver North. Now you guys should be like, I know him, yep, the guy, the future's black, this is the guy, and hopefully we should play as him, and it would be really cool to see if we do play as him, because we've seen his character in real life, you know, in the video of talking about like the press conference and stuff like that, but now we're actually saying that he's going to be in the game, so that should be really, really interesting, and I'm looking forward to that. So as a summary, you know, we've got a weapons dealer, we've got the President of the United States at the time, and we've got Nixon, and hopefully Danny Trejo. And also I said Michael Rooker, because he was actually, you know, pictured in the Treyarch Studios with a t-shirt saying Black Ops Zombies 2 on it. So if you want to find that, I'm sure you'll find it on the web somewhere. I don't really have it to hand right now, I'm afraid. But yeah, guys, there's the information I found, and I've had it for quite a while. I'll put all the links in the description to this website, to the wiki pages if you want to read about them and find any information out about Oliver North, if you had like a secret past something to do that you could link with zombies, and also to Rez's Twitter, because without him I wouldn't have found this. And big shout out to the guys at Treyarch, because they're going to be doing an amazing job, and I genuinely wish them all the best. And don't rush anything, just enjoy it and have fun. And guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you found this information useful, be sure to go ahead and click that like button, and if you do want to, add it to your favourites. That would be really appreciated. And to anyone new around here who's actually enjoyed this informational video, then be sure to hit that subscribe button. Any zombie information that comes out, I'm going to be covering like mad, because that is my thing. And if you do want to see some crazy zombie skills, there'll be a video in the description to me getting to round 116. If you want to enjoy that, there'll be an annotation on screen now. I've been Syndicate, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Adios.